Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to take a look at my Beretta S56E. This was the hunting version of the Beretta, not the clay pigeon gun. These were a hunting shotgun, just a fancy hunting shotgun. They really weren't. They were expensive, but they weren't all that expensive. They didn't really have the choke tubes. I think this was just a modified, improved cylinder choke. Could have been a full and a modified. Not really. I never took a choke gauge to it. I have hunted with it, and I enjoyed the shotgun. Don't use it that much. It has the double triggers. It's not a hand engraved receiver. It's a like a laser engraving. However, Beretta does that. I mean, they do a very good job. I'll show you some close-up pictures of the shotgun as I go along here. They're light. These did have swivels on for, carrying the thing in field. And I guess I'll talk today a little bit just about a hunting story with this rifle or this shotgun. I've been doing so many rifles, I'm not calling it a rifle. This shotgun in 12 gauge, it's only chambered for 2 3/4. Like I said, it's basically a bird gun. And in second season, me and my father-in-law decided to go out and hit the woods and do some rabbit hunting. And second season in Pennsylvania is in the December end of the spectrum. It's like the first season ends, and then in the end of October, beginning of November, then you have buck season, and then the second season starts like in December and around that area where, usually all the stocked ringnecks are gone because they do stock them here in Pennsylvania. But this big guy right here managed to survive to the second season. Unfortunately, you can see that he didn't survive long. We were walking through a scrub. We're looking for, I think we had the dog with us. I had beagle dogs, and we were walking through the scrub, and one took out, and I think this one took out at the same time, and we both shot at the same bird, and it went down. We're never really sure exactly who got it, but my father-in-law decided, well, he took the pheasant, and he went and he had it mounted for me, and it was pretty nice of him. And I've had it for years sitting here, and there he is, and that's kind of the story how that happened. I had taken this shotgun out for a trap. Not really that great at trap shooting. I can do it, but yeah, I'm nominal. It's just that's one of those things that takes a great deal of practice, I think, for you got to go, got to spend some hours figuring it out. But, I did all right at it. It's middle of the road, I guess. But, the shotgun's really light, and they are plenty strong. There's no issues there. It still locks up tight. It has nice injectors. It's nice and smooth, you can see. Just a beautifully made shotgun. The ones I hunted with basically for turkey it's the only other game I really hunted was turkey. I did a lot of rabbit hunting for a while, and I usually used this shotgun, or I had a Beretta I think it was an AL2 that was a semi-automatic, and I liked the over-under look, so I swapped it on this one. Really not a whole lot more to say about it, but I'll tell you that was the first hunting story I could tell you about the shotgun when we had both shot that ringneck pheasant there. But I guess the one that was really kind of heartwarming to me was Thanksgiving morning, and this was several years ago too. And we had taken the dog out, and this was, we usually hunted Thanksgiving morning and then had the dinner, but I'm not 100% sure this was Thanksgiving morning, so I'll just say, for the sake of argument, that's when it was. And it had just snowed, and it was a beautiful blanket of snow in the woods, and we were walking around, the dog got on, we could hear the dog barking, and he's about 80, 90 yards away. And my father-in-law set up over on a little hump over here, and I kind of cut down, and we're a little thick part, and we just watched and see, watch for the rabbit. And I pretty soon I seen something moving, and I looked, and here come the rabbit. I could hear the dog barking, and we just called it. The dog was tonguing probably maybe about 80 yards behind it, and it would just stop and look behind for the dog, and it just kept hopping. Of course, I had my shotgun up, and I had the bead on the rabbit, and it just looked so beautiful in that fresh snow that I decided, I just don't want to shoot, And so it hopped by, and as it was hopping by, I noticed something else moving. I looked, and geez, here come another rabbit. Must have joined the group, and he was following the other one, and he walked up, hopped up, didn't see me, and I had orange on. I was just standing in some scrub, and he hopped up, and I threw the shotgun up on him too, and I thought, wow, if you're going to really tempt me, I might as well take a double, and I pulled the shotgun up, and I just couldn't do the trigger thing. I couldn't shoot them. And, at that time I was a little older, and I had the kids at home, and I had the dog, and, I love my dog, and I don't know how to explain it. There's nothing wrong with rabbit hunting. Don't anybody get me wrong. I've killed a ton of rabbits, but I just couldn't do it. And my father-in-law come up, and he says, "Did you see anything?" I said, "I saw 2 rabbits." He said, "Good. Couldn't you get a shot?" I said, "To be honest with you, I just couldn't shoot." He goes, "What?" I said, it looks so nice against the snow. And, the rabbit would just stop and look behind for that dog, and would take a couple hops. And it's just like it was just, it knew what it was doing. And he said, I guess, I guess he lives for us to hunt him another day. And I said, well, I think the most fun of the day was just seeing the game, hearing the dog, and in this fresh blanket of snow, which was just beautiful out in the woods. So that was my second story. And my third story with this shotgun was just, I thought, after years of just not hunting game anymore, hunting upland game, and I'd hunt ringnecks, and my son, a guy down at the store that worked for me, was a security guard down at the store. And that's what I did for a living. I was a general manager. Anyway, he was a security guy. He just did it part-time. I think he was a parole officer, some kind of officer. But, we got to know each other, and he says, "Hey," he said, I have a Labrador. You want to take your kid on a hunt?" He said, "There's a hunt being sponsored up in, well, it wasn't too far from here. It was about 15 miles from here, up at game lands, that they had like planted rows of brush for, just ringneck pheasants or whatever." And I said, "Yeah, it'd be great." So we figured it out, and I got off a Saturday, and I grabbed my son. He took this, and I just kind of went to watch, and I don't know how many pheasants we had up, but it was quite a few. The dog was a really good dog. I mean, it would flush them, it would point them, it would do everything, it just whatever instinct they had. And, there was birds going up all over. Of course, Mike, he had, it was just a question of, getting on him. He just couldn't get on him. And I think we rolled one. He had shot one, it come down, and of course it started running. But I think we ended up with one that day, and we must have had a half a dozen or better up. And that was kind of cool. And I had since kind of retired the shotgun, and I thought, I really don't use the thing. Maybe I ought to swap it on something. And both my sons said, "No, you don't get rid of that Beretta." This is one of their favorite guns that I have in my gun cupboard. I keep calling it a cupboard. It's a gun cabinet, and I have a safe over there. And so I keep this in my gun cabinet. And you know, I think every time they come up to visit, which is, you know, they come up a lot, and you know, they have to bring the kids and that. I think he just kind of sneaks a peek in and looks at the gun cabinet and makes sure I didn't swap this out. So I've been warned by my two boys, you know, don't get rid of the Beretta. So that's kind of the story of that the Beretta shotgun. Just a nice, beautiful example of an over and under shotgun, and that's really all I have to say about it. It's just that's a beautiful, beautiful shotgun. So just like and subscribe if you like this. I'm going to keep going until I can get out the range and take you guys. Hit a like and you know, give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment if you have a Beretta like this or any kind of Beretta shotgun. They were finely made, and I've enjoyed having it all these years. So thanks for watching my video.